It all started with a body. Jacques Saunière, the Louvre's curator, found dead on the museum floor. The world's most famous museum, a sanctuary of art and history, was suddenly transformed into a crime scene, its silence shattered by tragedy. His body was arranged in a deliberate pose, echoing a famous Da Vinci drawing, a message in death. Every detail, from the outstretched limbs to the careful placement, hinted at a deeper meaning, as if Saunière's final moments were a performance for those who could decipher the code. The police saw a crime scene but missed the puzzle hidden in plain sight. They catalogued evidence, snapped photos, but the true significance of the scene eluded them, lost beneath the surface of routine investigation. The Grand Gallery was silent, moonlight casting shadows over masterpieces, but Saunière's final act was the most shocking of all. In the stillness, his actions echoed through the halls, leaving behind a mystery that would haunt the museum long after the body was gone. He used his last moments to create a riddle only one person could solve. With trembling hands, he scrawled symbols and clues, desperate to pass on a secret that could not die with him. This was more than murder. It was an invitation, a challenge, a key to a secret buried for centuries. Saunière's death was the opening move in a game that spanned generations, a game with stakes higher than anyone could imagine. The police, baffled by strange symbols and invisible ink, searched for a simple motive. But the clues defied logic, pointing to something far more complex than a crime of passion or greed. But they were unprepared for the secret war raging beneath the surface. Hidden societies, ancient rivalries, and a battle for knowledge simmered just out of sight, threatening to erupt at any moment. A dead man in the world's most famous museum, a puzzle crafted from his own body, and a police force chasing the wrong leads. The real story was unfolding in the shadows, where every clue mattered. The clock was ticking. Every missed clue brought the world closer to losing a truth so powerful, men had killed to protect it. Time was running out, and the consequences of failure would echo far beyond the museum's walls. The story wasn't about who killed Saunière, but why. The motive was buried deep in history, entwined with legends and secrets that had shaped the world, and that why was about to explode into the open. The investigation would soon draw in outsiders, each with their own agenda, each desperate to uncover or conceal the truth. The Louvre, a fortress of art, had become the stage for a centuries-old secret. Its walls, once silent witnesses to beauty, now echoed with the footsteps of those hunting answers. The police moved with urgency, but the real game had just begun. The stakes were higher than they realized, and every decision would shape the fate of the secret Saunière died to protect. Saunière's message was a desperate act of defiance, a final hope. In his last breath, he entrusted the future to those who could follow his trail. The world would soon learn that some secrets refused to stay buried. The past was reaching out, demanding to be heard, and nothing could stop its revelation. The puzzle was set, the players in motion. Each move would bring them closer to the truth, or to danger. The truth, hidden for generations, was about to surface. The answers lay just beneath the surface, waiting for someone brave enough to seek them. And it all began with a body in the Louvre. In that moment, history and mystery collided, setting in motion a story that would change everything. Robert Langdon, a renowned Harvard symbologist, had traveled to Paris for what he thought would be a routine academic lecture, an evening spent discussing ancient symbols and secret societies with eager students and scholars. But his plans changed abruptly when the Paris police arrived, summoning him to the world-famous Louvre Museum under mysterious circumstances. There, in the shadowy halls of the museum, they showed him a chilling crime scene photo, not realizing this was the beginning of the most dangerous and unpredictable night of his life. Langdon, a man whose life revolved around deciphering hidden meanings, was the only one capable of interpreting the cryptic final words left by the murdered curator, Jacques Saunière. Enter Sophie Neveu, a brilliant and resourceful cryptologist, and, unbeknownst to most, Saunière's granddaughter. The police had no idea of her true connection to the victim. Sophie quickly realized the message was meant for her, a desperate warning that Langdon was in grave danger and that nothing was as it seemed. Captain Fache, the relentless police captain, was convinced Langdon was the killer and pressed him hard for a confession, ignoring all evidence to the contrary. Fache's single-minded determination blinded him to the deeper mystery unfolding right before his eyes. Realizing the police were about to arrest an innocent man, Sophie acted with urgency and cunning. She managed to deliver a secret warning to Langdon, revealing that he was the prime suspect and that his life was in immediate danger. In a heartbeat, Langdon became a fugitive, and Sophie risked everything, becoming a traitor to her own department to save him. Two strangers, bound together by a dead man's enigmatic puzzle, were suddenly forced to run for their lives through the Parisian night. Their only hope was to solve the mystery Saunière left behind before the relentless police caught up with them. The stakes were higher than they could ever have imagined, with every moment bringing new danger. Sophie's loyalty to her grandfather and Langdon's expertise in symbols made them an unlikely but formidable team, united by necessity and trust. The chase through the city began, each second drawing them closer to a secret that was worth more than life itself. The Louvre, once a sanctuary of art and history, had become a deadly trap filled with secrets and danger. Langdon and Sophie had to trust each other completely, or risk losing everything they cared about. To the world, they were fugitives on the run, only they understood the truth behind their desperate flight. The ancient puzzle Saunière left behind was their only guide through the darkness. The night was just beginning, and the city held countless secrets waiting to be uncovered. Now, the secret Saunière died to protect was in their hands, and its importance was greater than they could have ever imagined. The race for the Grail, the ultimate treasure, had begun, and there was no turning back. The first clue lay beside Saunière's body, a scrambled Fibonacci sequence, scrawled in a trembling hand, its numbers out of order, hinting at a mind racing against time, and next to it, a cryptic anagram, "O draconian devil, O lame saint," words that seemed to echo with hidden meaning, their true significance masked by chaos. To the police it was nonsense, a madman's final ramblings, dismissed as the desperate act of a dying curator. But to Langdon and Sophie it was a challenge, a message meant for them alone. Trapped in the Louvre's echoing halls, they raced to solve the puzzle as the police closed in, every second raising the stakes. The answer, Leonardo da Vinci, the Mona Lisa, was a direct instruction from Saunière. The Mona Lisa's enigmatic smile seemed to mock and encourage them as they searched for the next clue, her eyes following their every move. Behind the painting, another message awaited. So dark the con of man. Another anagram, another layer of deception. Langdon's deep knowledge of Da Vinci's works led them to Madonna of the Rocks. There, hidden behind the canvas, they discovered a heavy ornate key adorned with a fleur-de-lis, its weight promising answers and danger alike. It was the key to a Swiss bank deposit box. Saunière's true secret, the heart of the mystery. But they were still trapped, the police closing in from every direction. They had to escape the Louvre and reach the bank before it was too late, their every move shadowed by unseen eyes. The chase was on, and every clue brought them closer to the heart of the mystery. Saunière's puzzles were more than riddles, they were a lifeline, a desperate attempt to pass on a secret. Langdon and Sophie's only hope was to stay one step ahead, using their wits and courage. The key was their ticket out, but danger lurked around every corner. The Louvre became a labyrinth of secrets and threats, its ancient walls closing in. The real prize was still hidden, waiting to be found, and the world's most famous museum was now the scene of a deadly game, where every decision could mean life or death. With the key in hand, Langdon and Sophie had to escape the Louvre's fortress-like walls. They created a diversion, tossing a police tracker onto a passing truck, sending officers on a wild chase. Slipping out a side window, they vanished into the Paris night. The city became a maze of danger, every siren a threat, every face a potential enemy. Their destination, the Depository Bank of Zurich, a fortress of secrets. Inside, the key opened a private vault containing a rosewood box, locked with a cryptex, a puzzle box with a 5-letter code. If forced, the cryptex would destroy its contents forever. As they pondered the password, the bank manager turned on them, alerting the police. Trapped again, they overpowered him and escaped in an armored truck. The truck burst through the gates, carrying them and the secret into the Paris streets. The chase intensified, the stakes higher than ever. Every move was a risk, every second precious. The secret inside the cryptex was their only hope. Paris was no longer a city of lights, but a city of shadows, and the world's most dangerous secret was now on the run. Hunted and desperate, Langdon and Sophie turned to Sir Lee Teabing, a Grail-obsessed historian. At his lavish chateau, Teabing recognized the cryptex as a map to the ultimate prize. He revealed the Grail legend, not a cup, but a person, Mary Magdalene, wife of Jesus, mother of his child. The Grail was a bloodline, fiercely protected by the Priory of Sion, Saunière's secret society. Sophie's world shattered. Her grandfather was killed as the Priory's grandmaster. Suddenly their sanctuary was invaded by Silas, the albino monk and fanatic killer. A violent struggle erupted. Teabing fought back, and they subdued Silas. With the police closing in, they fled, now with a new ally and a captive enemy. Their next destination, London. The secret was bigger than they imagined. The Grail's truth was within reach, and the final confrontation was coming. With Silas captive, Teabing arranged a private jet to London, racing against the tightening police net. On board, Langdon, Sophie, and Teabing focused on the cryptex's riddle, a knight, a pope interred. Langdon deduced it pointed to Temple Church, built by the Knights Templar. They landed in London, evading police with Teabing's quick thinking. The city's ancient secrets awaited, and time was running out. The password remained a mystery, the pressure mounting. Silas, bound and silent, was a constant threat. The hunt for the Grail was nearing its end. London was their new battleground. The final puzzle was about to be solved. Temple Church, ancient and solemn, held the tombs of medieval knights. Langdon, Sophie, and Teabing searched for the knight buried by a pope, but the answer eluded them. Suddenly, Betrayal Teabing revealed himself as the teacher, the mastermind behind the murders. He wanted to expose the Grail's secret, to force a crisis of faith. Holding them at gunpoint, he demanded Langdon open the cryptex. The answer, Apple, Newton's symbol of forbidden knowledge. Langdon solved the puzzle, but instead of handing over the secret, he threw the cryptex. Teabing dove, dropping his weapon. Langdon had already unlocked it. The police, led by Captain Fash, stormed in and arrested Teabing. The teacher's plan was in ruins. The secret scroll was safe in Langdon's hands. The centuries-old conspiracy was finally exposed. The chase was over, but the mystery remained. The Grail's true resting place was still hidden. With Teabing arrested, Langdon and Sophie followed the final clue to Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland. Inside the crypt, they met the chapel's curator, Sophie's grandmother. Sophie's brother, long thought dead, was alive. The car crash that orphaned her was a lie, meant to protect her from those hunting her family. The truth: Sophie was a descendant of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, the living Grail. Her family, the Saunières, were the guardians of the bloodline. The Priory of Sion had protected her for generations. The Grail was not a relic, but a living legacy. Sophie's journey was one of self-discovery. Her grandfather's sacrifice finally understood. Reunited with her family, Sophie found peace and purpose. The secret would remain safe, protected by love. Langdon's role was complete. He had helped safeguard the greatest secret of all. The quest was over, but the truth would endure. The Grail lived on, hidden in plain sight. Langdon returned to Paris, forever changed by the secrets he now carried. He wandered the city, seeing hidden symbols everywhere. Drawn back to the Louvre, he reflected on the final riddle. The rose line led him to the inverted glass pyramid, Mary Magdalene's resting place, hidden beneath the museum. The blade and chalice, male and female, united in secret. The Priory had protected the truth perfectly. The world remained unaware, the sacred feminine at peace. Langdon knelt in awe, knowing the secret was safe. He was now one of the few who knew the truth, and he would take that secret to his grave.